everybody. I hope you're doing well today. Can you believe that fall has finally arrived? And I am so thrilled about it. Today I'm going to be talking to you about sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes is one of our favorites, and I know you think that I say that everything is our favorite, but by now you figured out we love to eat, so pretty much everything is our favorite. Sweet potatoes can be used for so many things. You can just take a plain sweet potato, wash it real good, wrap it in tin foil, bake it, cut it open, put some brown sugar and some butter, and yum, you've got a delicious side dish, or you can just eat it by itself and just make a meal off of a good sweet potato. You can make candied sweet potatoes, you can make sweet potato pies, but today we're going to be making sweet potato souffle. So I'm going to come around here and I'm going to tell you how we're going to do that, and I'm going to show you how to do it too. So let's get started. I'm starting with 3 cups of sweet potatoes. Now let me tell you how I prepare my sweet potatoes. When I go to the grocery store or to the local market, I buy the big sweet potatoes, just almost as big as I can find. Now I wouldn't want to bake a big sweet potato like that. I like more the medium to the small ones if I'm baking them and just gonna eat them as a sweet potato with brown sugar and butter. But if I'm going to make sweet potato souffle or pies, I will buy the big sweet potatoes. And then I bring them home, I wash them real good, scrub them with a brush, because you know they grow in the ground, so they do have dirt on them. Once I get them all clean, then I put them in a big pot of boiling water, and I boil them until they get tender. Once they get tender, then I take them out of the water, I put them in a colander so that they can drain, and then I take the skins off, or take the jackets off. Some people call it the jacket. I take that off and I put the sweet potato in my big electric mixer and I mix it up, because to make a sweet potato souffle, your potatoes have to be mashed. So that's how I do that. But what I like to do, and I may show you this in a video a little bit later, I like to do lots of sweet potatoes at the same time, and then I'll go ahead and put them in my mixer and mix it up, and then I'll proportion it out. My recipe calls for 3 cups, and I know that, and I know how much my sweet potato pie calls for. So I will freeze my sweet potatoes that are ready to just whip up a sweet potato souffle or whip up a sweet potato pie. I'll freeze that in the proportions that I need to make that particular dish. So it's easy. I've always got it on hand. If somebody calls and says, Joyce, I need for you to fix a dish, then I can just run out there. If I want to do sweet potato souffle, I can let it thaw, whip it up, and I can have a dish ready within an hour and a half or 2 hours after my sweet potatoes unthaw. So with that, let's get started in mixing this up and make this sweet potato souffle. I'm starting out with my baking dish. This is a 9 by 9, and I've sprayed it and coated it with a spray. I think I used Pam today. In fact, I did use Pam. And then I preheated my oven to 350. And as I said, we're starting out with 3 cups of mashed sweet potatoes. To that, I'm going to add a cup of sugar. And I'm just going to mix this around. I've got my whisk today that I'm going to be using. You just want to mix this up really well. Some people might say, well, a cup of sugar seems like it's too much. But if you don't want that much sugar, then you could use 3/4 of a cup of sugar. But my family likes it sweet, and so I'm just putting a cup of sugar. To this, I'm going to add a 1/2 stick of melted butter. So I'm going to stir that around, mix it like that. You have to mix this. Takes a little while to do this because that butter, you want it to blend in and be real consistently mixed in with your sweet potatoes. Just Just mix it around. Stirring. Okay, there we have that. And now I'm going to add 2 eggs. There's 1. And there's 2. Our grandchildren love sweet potato souffle. In fact, it is so good, you could almost eat it like a dessert. And I also wanted to tell you that there are a couple of toppings that you can put on this. Most of you are familiar with brown sugar, flour, butter, and pecans. You just mix that together, and then once you pour it into your baking dish, you just bake it, and that's a good topping too. But what my family loves are miniature marshmallows. Our grandchildren, when they were small, they didn't care for nuts, and so they loved the sweet potatoes, but they didn't particularly care for the nuts. So what I did, I just said, well, you know what? I'm going to put some marshmallows on top of it. So once we get it baked today, that's what I'm going to do. I'll put it in the oven, I'll let it bake, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how I'm going to put the marshmallows on there, and we'll put it back in the oven. And that's the point, that we will not want to leave it, because, honey, they will burn on you in a heartbeat. Okay, now we're ready to pour it into our baking dish. Just like this. See how creamy that is? It's just all blended, all mixed, and it is so easy. Spread it out evenly. Okay, it's ready to go in the oven, and when it gets done, I'll come back and we'll put some marshmallows on it, and we'll watch it become a finished product that is going to be delicious. Okay, our sweet potato souffle is done, and we're ready to top it with our marshmallows. I cooked it for I cooked it for 50 minutes on 350, and it's firm, and that's how I know that it's done. So I've opened a pack of miniature marshmallows, and I'm just going to pour these on top. And we like a lot of marshmallows on ours. Just kind of spread them out evenly, like this. And I've already turned the oven off, and I've reset it, and it's now on broil. And this is really hot, this dish is. So I hope that I can remember to pick up those oven mitts right there and put it back in the oven. But when I put it back in there on broil, we're gonna watch it together. This won't take but just a minute, and I wanna show you how quickly things can broil, and how quickly, hopefully not how quickly, things can burn. So we're gonna watch it together. We're gonna watch it real carefully. Okay, let me get on these oven mitts, and I'll open my door. And I've raised my rack. I raised it up 1 notch as we broil this. So I'm gonna place it in the oven on the top rack. And when I broil, I'm gonna move this so you can see. I don't close my oven door. Let me get over here. I don't close my oven door when I broil. Now some people might, but I don't. So, like I said, we're just gonna sit here or stand here and talk, and we're gonna watch this very carefully. And I've got it on high broil. So we'll see, it's 1:54 p.m. and let's see how long it takes. It probably won't even take 2 minutes. Once it starts broiling and getting hot, it'll start getting brown on top, and those marshmallows will start swelling. And it's really pretty to watch. I wish I could have my camera down here so you could see it. But you've roasted marshmallows before, you know exactly how they swell up, and they're so good. Okay, they're beginning to swell up a little bit. It doesn't take long. You can tell I'm very excited. I love this dish, and my family loves it, and I love to make it. And I'll go ahead and tell you, this is something else I can tell you while we're waiting. This is a dish that you need to let rest. Now, what do I mean by rest? It means that you need to let it sit for a while before you serve it. Let me check. Yep, it's starting to turn brown, so I need to keep my eyes on it. But I would let this sit about 30 minutes before I serve it, because it is not as flavorful and as good if you take it right out of the oven and serve it. So you want it to sit for about 30 minutes. Ooh, y'all, look at this, my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna pull it out. Perfect, look at that. Let me just close this. Turn that off, put my oven mitt back on. This is so hot, but look at that, isn't that beautiful? So that's our sweet potato souffle with marshmallows. And like I said, we're gonna let it sit about 30 minutes before we serve it. And I will be back real soon with some more fall recipes. And it's getting to be close to the holidays, or we'll start thinking about the holidays. And I would love to teach you some of the things that I do before the holidays actually get here, so that you can practice and you'll be ready to cook and serve your family. Again, I thank you for watching Home of the Halsteads. It's been so much fun thus far, and I know that it's going to be a lot of fun going forward. We are now on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and we're on YouTube. So I hope that you'll look us up. I hope you'll like our videos. I hope you'll hit that follow button, that share button, and even tag some of your special friends that you think might enjoy our videos. Have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you again really soon, and we'll cook up something else.